Okay, we're back. Dang it, we're back. Jeez, that was painful. Why does it have to be so freaking hard? Hey, Kevin, how you doing, man? Guess what we're going to do, dude? We're going to do a live shrink rip because, no one's ever done that before except me, and I just did it 10 minutes ago, but it was freaking awful, so we're just going to forget that it ever happened, and I deleted it, and we're going to start again. So, bottom right-hand corner, Hollandspiele. Hey, Patrick. Hey, Tony. What's going on? Doing a shrink rip. It's for real. Here it is. This time for real. First time ever live. Let's play. So, Hollandspiele, brand new company. 2 games on their, buy it when you want it type of thing. They're a print-on-demand company. Tom Russell, super nice guy. Almost too nice. His wife, sweetheart. They run the company together. And I'm thinking, what the hell, right? Let's get these games in the house and have a look at them, okay? So I've played Shield and Sword titles before. They were published in a couple of magazine games, and I really, really enjoy them. And I thought, let's see what the deal is with this. So here we are having a look. Now, the Grunwald swords, you may think, WTF. What is this about? Who are these people? What is this battle? The sword and shield, the shield and sword system is really focused on and designed for medieval style combat. It has a very simple sequence of play, very simple game mechanics, and it accurately and thematically brings out the flavor of the era without burdening you with the Richard Berg-esque facing and smart-ass rules and clever commentary where you go, ha ha ha, he's so witty. It's just 7 pages of clear, concise rules that work. And I've played a handful of the battles, Battle of Agincourt, and what's the one where there's the bridge and both sides, and I should know, and the shield walls and all the Hastings or whatever it is. Played that, great fun. And they're games, they're battles that are not well modeled if you try and get too clever. And so this system, I think, is simple, but just as Shrek says, it's like an onion, it has layers. Do you like that? See how I worked the little Shrek medieval shit going on there? That was pretty cool, huh? Okay. So just hang on here, Thomas. We're going to get there. Yeah, Berg is a champion, Kyle, but he's a champion in his own mind. That's his problem. All right, so let's focus on Tom and Tom's game. And I have 2 of his games here. And the first thing I need to show you, which will blow your freaking mind, right? Just check this out. So this is the counter sheet. It's empty. And you know why it's empty? Because these suckers are laser cut, okay? Let me just zoom in here a little bit. They're laser cut. I mean, you could slice your mother with these. They're super thick, super nice. That feels like a piece of wood almost. And let me, just for comparison, here's, because I'm sitting right in the middle of 3 games. There's an SBI counter. I probably should have noted where that was. Crap. Look at the thickness of that bad boy. And the counters are really actually quite nicely done. The ratings, the B on the unit tells you the class of unit it is and how well, that tells you how well it will fight. And I believe it'll also tell you how far it will move as well. And these counters have a very nice finish to them as well. Great. The main reason why I stopped the other live stream I was doing before was because of the background noise, and here goes the air conditioner again. So I really like the counters. Has a very, very nice feel to them. It's probably 88 counters or 100 counters. And I think we're talking $25 or $30 or something like that, maybe $35. But that's nice. Okay, so you're thinking, well, what else? Okay, rules. Full color rule book, which kind of blew me away. This is Tom and his wife's, and I'm sorry, Tom, I forget your wife's name. I know it starts with an H, like Heidi, maybe. and if it doesn't start with H, then it could be your girlfriend, which you have a lot of explaining to do. Shields and Swords, full color rulebook, 7 pages. Thanks for playing. Case-based, nicely laid out, straightforward sequence of play. I really like how this game plays. I packed up the Battle of Agincourt, took it with me on a trip, played it 3 or 4 times. Could sit down and play it, when I was focused and concentrating, even after being, jet lagged out the wazoo in Tel Aviv. Sat down, played. It was awesome fun. I'm just turning the air off so we can talk quietly. So I really dig this little game system, and they're the charts right there, man. That's it. You do this, matrix of defender versus attacker. There are chits that you will use to denote what you're going to do in a given turn, and that's where the subtlety and the layers start to come out. Nice box, by the way. This is a good, sturdy, solid. Notice how I did that like I was really trying to tear that. I wasn't. Great. But what about the background? What about special rules? Sure, we got that. The Battle of Grunwald is set in 1318, and it's your classic 2 sons inherit half the kingdom each, get into a pissing match and decide to have a civil war about it, and boom, off you go. There's a big old fight. Great little historical article that really lets you know what the hell's going on here. There's some little custom things. This is Teutonic dudes versus other dudes, the Lithuanians, and all this sort of fun stuff. Little designer notes here. It's a really nice package. But what are the maps like? Okay, let's look at the maps. So the maps are heavy stock, heavy weight, heavy. There's a poundage, and I'd love to know what pounds this is. Tom, if you ever watch, make a note, let me know what pounds this is so I can use a reference. This artwork here has a kind of a 3D quality to it. It really comes off nicely, and it's subtle. I might have used a lighter black on the map, but for the hex sides. But I like it. It works. The ridges are beautifully done. The artist is everyone probably knows Ania because she's famous. She's famous in a bunch of places, but she's done a lot of different artwork for other board gaming companies, which it's probably not cool to name them when I'm talking about Hollandspiele right now, so we're not going to do that. And I see lots of questions. You guys are insane. Stop. Yeah, Devin, hey, bro, thanks for being there for me, jackass. Thomas, welcome. Get to the map, Tony. You guys are killing me. Okay, so this is the Grunwald swords, and I will be playing it sometime in the near future. I'll maybe do a live play if you guys want to see how it all works. I also don't tell Tom, but if you're in the minis, I think this system would play really well with minis as well. So if you're a minis guy and you've got, I don't know, what's that? Fire and Axe or Axe and Fire or Saga or something like that, I think this would be ideal for Saga style games. This rule set is that cool. When I say it's that cool, I mean it's that applicable and easy to use. So anyway, there's that. So now, if Tom put his first title out for this company, he's got other games out. That's the first one that he has released. I'm sorry about the glare, dudes, but it's not a lot I can do about it. There's that. So Brian Train obviously likes Tom. I think they get along well. Brian Train has done the design for this game. This is a reprint with updated map work, updated counters, updated errata for the Scheldt campaign, and Ilya Kudryashov is obviously of some sort of Russian / Eastern European descent, and I forget where he's from because I was chatting by email with him a few months ago on a different topic, but he is starting to make a name for himself with map artwork and things of that nature, as is Ania. So let's have a look at this, because this is a total reboot, and I think this will be awesome. No, it's not a D-Day game. Dude, they're canoes. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look. So this is set in, this is for the Scheldt estuary. I'm sorry, that's probably really loud. Hang on. Wow. Okay. This is all about the Canadian forces that were doing desperate fighting around the Scheldt estuary, which was an interesting situation. I'm going to let you guys, if you want to read, it's in and around Antwerp, I think, if I recall correctly. So let's have a look. Because these guys are laser cut, the counters tend to pop out, and I'm going to guess. Wow, there's a bunch of dice in here. I'm going to guess that they're probably going to need to do something about either putting them in a sleeve or wrapping them. Oh, these guys did not fall out. Look at that. So it's interesting that these did not fall out, but the other guys did. Probably the boxes fall. Okay, let's have a look at the map first. So the Scheldt campaign, 2 maps that link together by the looks of it for this scenario, this game. Like so. I'm going to hold it up for you so you can see. It's muted, it's subtle, and we've got a lot of hex numbering conventions. Now see how these are a lighter gray here? I like this artwork like this. It's less in your face than the other map. That doesn't take anything away from the other game, just a different style. You've got these fortress areas, I believe these are. Villages and things, cities, towns. There's Antwerp here, so it gives you an idea for scale. And turn track across the top there. Very nice, I like it, subtle. Once again, nice, decent weight on that. Brian Train never has written a rule book under 10 pages. Is that right, Brian, or am I just pulling your leg there? Once again, full color rule book. And if you go to the blog, actually, there's a blog for these guys on Hollandspiele. You can read about, Tom did the artwork for the cover and worked on the formatting and font and how they got the artwork done for this. It's pretty cool to read about. Gives you some insight into the game designer, game publisher's world. All right, so this is a wonderfully case-based and well-organized rule book. I have not read the rules yet, of course, because you are opening it with me live. How about that bad boy? So pretty straightforward stuff. I could read you some of the designer notes, but that would be gay. So we're not going to do that. But it's a Brian Train game, and that means that, inspired by Joe Miranda, no less, that means that it's probably a solid title, and it probably plays very well. Look at that full color example of play: prep phase, op phase, planning phase, etc. Identification chart on the back. Let's see what else is in here. Okay, let's try and get the counters out. I will say the box is snug for the size of stuff. So I'm just going to have to do this. There we go. I'm going to try and get this out without anything dropping out too badly. I'm going to turn it around. There's 1.5 counter sheets in this bad boy. Ooh, these have a nice finish on them. They almost look like they're spray painted. It's got a kind of a satin. Yes, it has a satin finish to it. And once again, they're these nice, thick counters. Look at those suckers. They're huge. And these are big counters too, by the way. These are not, they're not SBI sized, right? You know, what are they, 5/8? Maybe, something like that. Yeah, these are really pretty. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to enjoy good fun around with this. Okay. Look at that. just elegant. Really, that's a nice word for it. I think elegant. This is clean counter design, large font for all us old bastards, right, that are struggling to read. Big counters, nice sized hexes. Maybe these are formational in terms of their color. I don't know. Any questions here? Let me see what I can... Yeah, what's not to like, right? Canadians versus the Nazis, exactly. Oh, Brian Train, Thomas, has made so many games. He is, in fact, so here's how you'll know Brian Train. Brian Train has been very interested in asymmetrical warfare for a long time, and he has written or designed and made many games in that vein. A number of games set in the Middle East and in Iraq and in Vietnam and in the future and in the current times. But his probably biggest claim to fame most recently would be A Distant Plane, a coin system, which he came up. I think he came up with the idea for the title and the model for the game, and then worked with Volky to make it happen. So that's where you might know him from. But if you go on BGG and look him up, you'll see. All right, so we got some charts here. Sorry, I got distracted there. How much for each? Dude, you know how to use Google? Hollandspiele.com. And Cuba Libre, there you go. I think they're $30 a pop, maybe 35. In fact, if you go onto Facebook and if you're involved in the Wargamer Pay It Forward group, I think Tom has some sort of coupon discount thing going there. If you're a member there, you can get a discount. I don't know what that does for you. I didn't really look at it. Okay, so here's some sort of dice and hit track units, Deadpool, Allied Order of Battle. Oh, okay, each division. So it looks like we're organized divisionally, right? That's nice. And then there's a chart, which, if I can... There's two charts, 2 player aids. Come on, son of a gun. There you go. Allied setup, okay. Optional setup, and the campaign terrain effects chart, and all the rest of it. And I'll say here, the font is nice here. It is, everything's bolded, so it has a slight softness to the font. I'm being super freaking picky here. It's not some sort of crisp unbolded. I don't know how that would look, but lots of good content on here. But it is very easy to read. This looks a little soft. But other than that, see how sharp and crisp this text is here versus the this is just a little softer. Anyway, no big deal. So really looks very interesting. Now, unfortunately, with Brian's game, I'm probably going to take a little time to get to this. I have a couple of other of his titles floating around. One's called The Green Berets. I think another one's called, he may have done Millennium Wars, or maybe that was Joe Miranda, I don't know. I got to work out how I want to stack this in here. I'll do that later. I really don't want these little fall out yet. But super, super nice components. I'm frankly surprised. I was, I'm doing this shrink rip because I like Tom, and I get a lot of games in. I don't do shrink rips on all of them, but I like this. This is very cool, and I think these guys deserve a shot. Here's the cool thing about these: print on demand. So you're going to pay a little bit extra, hence the $30 for this format. But I think you're getting a lot of game here for what we're paying. It's a high quality counters, nice box, great artwork. As long as the designs keep standing up, then what the hey, this is pretty cool, right? So anyway, that's my little rah-rah for Hollandspiele. Let me show you the name of the company so you can see it. I think you can just go to hollandspiele.com, and if you can't, then there's this thing called Google that you guys can use. I'm tired of spoon feeding you mofos. So series game. So that's a good question. This is a series, okay? The shield and sword system is absolutely a series of games. This is the second edition of the system. There'll be more of these coming out. This game, I don't know how this game plays, but I've played the system before. It plays fast, it plays clean, and I really, really like it. I'm trying to think what it compares to. It's kind of like Infidel without the massive overhead that Infidel has. If you would compare the two, you would say Infidel has way more overhead than Shield and Swords. Different eras though, right? Because this is medieval combat. We're talking cavalry with light spears. We're talking mail armor. We're talking shield walls. We're talking mass charges and morale and stuff like that. And this has all that, and it comes out in spades in terms of your command choices that you make when you play a chit for a turn for the formations. So it's a very, very interesting little system. It's not Art of Siege, right? It's not Great Battles of History Advanced Command Rules. It's a clean, straightforward playing game that I think plays very well. Brian has just a huge body of work, and I can't really talk to his body of work very well. I've played a smattering of his titles, and I've liked all of them. I would say, generally speaking, I'm trying to think if there's any games of his I have not liked, and I don't think so. I haven't played very many though, because he's made a lot of games. Okay, that's all I got for you guys. I just wanted to give you a quick little look at this and show you what's up, and we'll kind of take it from there. And thanks for checking in. I really appreciate the fact that I can pop a video up and you dudes will turn up and check it out. So thanks so much for being awesome. Ciao.